everyone. My name is Shankar Iyer, and I'm the CEO of Omnissa. Today, I'd like to welcome you to Omnissa Presents App Management Reimagined. We have an exciting day planned, but before we dive in, I want to take a moment to recognize a truly significant milestone. On July 1st, Omnissa will celebrate our first anniversary as an independent company. Over the past year, we've embarked on an incredible journey driven by deep engagement with our customers and partners and a relentless pursuit of smarter, faster, and more secure innovations. Together, we pushed boundaries like never before. Our autonomous workspace vision is bold and transformative. Powered by AI and automation, the Omnissa platform self-configures, self-secures, and self-heals across devices, apps, and experiences, empowering employees without constant IT intervention. Our solutions are purpose-built and truly transform the way people work. I'm excited for what the future holds for Omnissa and for being in a position to truly shape the future of digital work. Since we began, we've excelled at managing endpoints, whether it's physical devices with Workspace ONE or virtual desktops through Horizon, as many of you know. We know how to keep these devices secure, up to date, and running smoothly. But what about the apps? Apps are the lifeblood to any organization. They're how we communicate, create, serve our customers, and drive our businesses. And that's why we've been laser focused on something that may be overlooked: management of all the apps that organizations and their employees rely on. Let's take a look at where today's apps sit. Windows apps still dominate, deeply embedded across industries. But managing them, of course, is very complex and costly. It's a big, heavy lift on IT teams. On average, customers require nearly 24 employees to support, with some larger enterprises dedicating over 100 full-time employees just to package apps. It's clear that throwing more resources or tools at the problem just doesn't cut it. This is why you need a new approach, one that breaks down silos between app management, security, and experience. A scalable approach that seamlessly unites data and automation. This is our core philosophy as we bring the autonomous workspace vision to life. We've changed the game for app management, enabling you to deliver one app across VDI, desktop as a service, and published apps. And today, we're taking it even further with capabilities for apps on physical machines, or what we all know as traditional desktops and laptops. In this event, you'll hear from our team, industry experts, and partners. After this keynote, stay tuned for our expert breakout sessions. They'll cover everything from building a business case for modernizing app management to optimizing security and experience, and a technology deep dive with lots of demos. On this note, please welcome Arindam Nag to kick things off.
Thanks, Shankar. My name is Arindam Nag, and I lead product management at Omnissa. We know firsthand, as all of you do, that even after the 2 decades of cloud, mobile, and SaaS era, companies are still juggling with hundreds or even thousands of critical Windows apps. Now, these apps, they come with perpetual maintenance, not just to stay up to date, but to unlock new features, retain support, and to stay secure. And why is this so important? Because security is non-negotiable, and operating without support isn't an option. The cost of falling behind is steep. Rising costs, overworked teams, and unhappy users. But to try to manage apps with outdated methods, this is where things get complicated and expensive fast. Now let's take a look at the typical problems managing apps. First, packaging and testing. It's often slow, manual, and involves multiple handoffs, leading to trial and error release cycles and constant delays. Now, we've seen that it can take weeks or even months just to get an app ready for deployment. Then there's entitlement of apps. Users' needs shift constantly, and managing who gets what becomes a moving target. The result? Over-provisioned apps that can inflate cost and expand your attack surface. And if something goes wrong, Rollbacks are rarely clean. They can come with risk, disruption, and tremendous anxiety. And without continuous app telemetry, we're all flying blind. There's limited visibility into performance, adoption, or even end-user experience. So we are left guessing whether the things are going to work or not. Now you can see why it's so difficult to keep Windows apps running smoothly and securely. Now, as Shankar mentioned, many organizations fund entire teams of experts for this. Customers have relied on traditional approaches like app isolation and layering. But in our experience, those methods often fail to solve complexity of the problem, and they're likely adding additional costs. Now, to quantify the real-world economic impact of apps for IT organizations, we've worked with the leading analyst firm IDC. Let's hear from them.
Thanks, Arindam. You and Shankar raised some great points about how apps are where work gets done and how we're essentially flying blind right now as we deploy them. Imagine, if you will, that right now we have 500 million applications that we're working with. And IDC predicts that by 2030, it's going to be over 1 billion applications. Right now, it takes 17.9 days to onboard and deploy an application. Right now, 35% of those deployments have major issues. Right now, your support teams spend 54% of their time on application support. Imagine 1 billion apps.
If what Shannon said resonated, it's probably because you're feeling these challenges are part of your reality too. So let us show you that it doesn't have to be complicated. Imagine installing an app once and having it run across Horizon, Azure, Amazon, Citrix, or even traditional desktops and laptops. Plus, every update you make can be instantly synchronized across all these environments. What if your users could self-service and easily request apps from a single catalog, and it just works? Or what if your users could sign into practically any device and every app they need is right there? Now imagine no more. We can bring this to life today. How? Simple. Omnissa App Volumes. With App Volumes, you can achieve this promise of universal app management, not only across VDI, but also across DAS and published apps and the hundreds of millions of enterprise laptops and desktops. This is our vision of apps everywhere, and it's what sets App Volumes apart. Now, to show you how we do it, here's Jeff Volatowski, who leads the app strategy at Omnissa.
Our goal from the start was to reinvent app management from the ground up. We flipped the model. No scripted installs, no reboots, no guesswork. With App Volumes, you take a clean Windows machine and install an app just like you always would. However, in this case, App Volumes intelligently records the application into a portable VHD package instead of installing it into the operating system. This package then can be delivered to any Windows environment, virtual or physical. And it isn't a traditional install. The app is running in Windows while the files are kept in the package. Unlike legacy app packaging formats, the app is not isolated from the OS and other applications, giving App Volumes 99% compatibility. When a user launches the app, it works exactly as if it were installed traditionally, but it's not. It's separate, it's controlled, and best of all, it's reversible. Apps are delivered when users click on them. We call this Apps on Demand, and it's one of the most powerful capabilities of Omnissa App Volumes. This, coupled with other capabilities like stages, markers, and user sentiment, provides a comprehensive app lifecycle management approach from a single control plane. All of this means faster updates, instant rollback, fewer tickets, fewer gold images, lower storage costs, and a lot fewer sleepless nights for IT. For users, there's no install process to wait for, giving them a better experience. Security teams also benefit. When apps can be updated and distributed faster, it's much easier to keep on top of patching. Plus, when you only give users the apps they need when they need them, you shrink the attack surface. This completely changes the way you approach Windows apps, and it's what we mean by app management reimagined. Not just faster or cheaper, but fundamentally better. But the advantages don't stop here. Everything we built is designed to work together. Whether you're delivering virtually through Horizon or physically to devices with Workspace ONE UEM, Omnissa provides an integrated platform amplifying the value of each offering, including app volumes. Our shared services turn app management from a standalone task into an integrated part of your digital workspace. You can surface apps in Omnissa Intelligent Hub, secure them through Omnissa Access, and monitor performance with our DEX solution. This kind of integration is what reimagining app management really looks like. But what does it look like in your business? Let's turn to IDC's Shannon Calver, who will share the insights on the tangible impact App Volumes has on our customers.
Jeff has outlined a very different way of managing our applications, and we might wonder what the impact of that way might be. Well, right now, you're spending 17.9 days on application onboarding and deployment. In the new way, it's 1.8 days. In the old way, you're looking at 35% of the application deployments have some kind of major problem. In the new way, 4%. In the old way, your application support teams are spending 54% of their time managing application support. In the new way, it's 14%.
Thanks, Shannon. Those numbers are powerful, and they match what we're hearing from customers every day. Now let's hear from some of our customers. We'll meet Dan Clymer, Corey Baylog, and Coleman Kelly. They're the experienced team responsible for app management at a healthcare system in the United States.
Our mission as a healthcare system is to enhance access, affordability, health equity, and excellence to our entire community. We touch many different forms of care, surgical, home care, senior care, rehab, urgent care, and even virtual care. As we began on this journey about 6 or 7 years ago, we were really struggling with managing our application portfolio across the enterprise. There were several different tech teams that were using several different application packaging and delivery methods, which was leading to app sprawl. There were applications that were being used that either IT was not aware of or our leadership was not aware of, and this was creating tremendous issues as we work to standardize our application portfolio across the enterprise.
So one of the big things for us for finding a modern app management solution was having a single pane of glass where we can build and create this package once and deploy it across the board no matter what the device is. It was also able to give us version control and easy rollbacks in case there was any type of an issue.
It also enabled us to track each application and each version of that application and which phase of testing it was in. So we were able to test and publish multiple versions of the same application throughout the application lifecycle.
App Volumes gives us the ability to, we just update the new app vol and assign it to the specific users that need to test it. And then once that gets validated, we have the option to then just promote that to a production level and give it to the actual end users that require it.
As a VDI engineer, being able to package an application once and have it available in all 3 of our data centers for use makes my job incredibly easy. The testing process, having applications marked as beta before moving them to production, means testing for the users is very easy, and everybody's happy when both of our jobs are easier.
Coming from a background of deploying packages, kind of in the legacy way on the physical fleet, that takes a lot of time, not just to build the application, package it, then build it in whatever your deployment method is, scheduling those deployments, and then all the extra time to fix anything that fails. We've kind of eliminated a lot of those steps with App Volumes because now we can build this once, apply it, test it, make sure it works. So when it goes to production, it's validated, it's vetted, and it works. So just from that aspect of packaging, we've saved a lot of time that way from like the old legacy ways of deploying applications. And then in the virtual environment, it saves us a drastic amount of time with the golden images.
App Volumes was a key component in our ability to move from deploying 6 images monthly to deploying 1 image monthly. All 4,000 of our virtual desktops are built from a single image that we build monthly on the Microsoft patch cadence.
So we're using apps on demand out in our virtual desktop environment, especially in the areas where our clinicians and providers are working, because there's some applications that need to be available on every virtual desktop, but doesn't necessarily mean that all the providers or clinicians or nurses need to use it. So we get to lower our login times by having it apps on demand, and the users that need to use the application can just click on it and it'll attach at that time, and it'll work as normal as if it was installed right from the beginning.
So our goal is to leverage this technology, not just for the sake of using technology, but to improve these workflows, the efficiency and the user experience, so that our patients can receive the right treatment and receive it as quickly as possible.
App Volumes was designed from day one to be environment agnostic. That's why we didn't stop at Horizon. We also brought seamless app management to Citrix, Amazon Workspaces, AppStream 2.0, Azure Virtual Desktop, and Windows 365. And because we deliver apps in VHD format, we can now support delivery into Nutanix environments without the need of specialized integrations or rework. This is the benefit of designing for flexibility. You're not locked into any one stack. Apps go where your users are. One single format, one clean image, and one control plane, managing apps across every environment in your organization. You shouldn't have to juggle separate tools for VDI and laptops and cloud desktops. One solution should cover it all. And this is exactly what Omnissa gives you. But we're not doing this alone. We've been working side by side with Amazon, Microsoft, iGel, and other partners to bring this to life. Let's hear from a few of them on how we're working together to modernize app delivery.
What a natural fit working with AWS and Omnissa together for customers. With AWS, you get security, performance, our focus on better scalability and reliability. With Omnissa, you get very, very deep experience with virtual desktops and streaming applications that have been around for years. It's a killer combination. Customers love it. Workspaces and AppStream are complemented with App Volumes incredibly well. They help customers do dynamic app delivery, giving users tailored application experiences. They lower costs for customers, and they give customers precise control over which users get which applications in their enterprise. The three biggest customer outcomes that we're driving together are better security, simplified IT operations, and lower costs. Things that we think customers are always going to be looking for.
It's been a really strong aligned partnership. The Omnissa team is laser focused on real customer pain points, much like we are, and they move with urgency. And we've collaborated closely for years now, from roadmap alignment to joint engineering to create solutions that really have impact for our mutual customers. I'd say our partnership really blends the best of both worlds when it comes to our products and app volumes. Microsoft brings the cloud scale of Azure and leadership in virtualization, while Omnissa brings the deep app lifecycle innovation, like apps on demand and flexible packaging. I'd say together we're making it easier for customers to really modernize app delivery at enterprise scale with both security and agility baked in. We're enabling both unified app management across physical and virtual endpoints, something customers have been asking for a long time. And together we're reducing the operational overhead, really simplifying that app delivery mechanism and giving IT teams a modern and consistent way to manage apps across Azure Virtual Desktop and their physical endpoints.
iGel and Omnissa have been partnering for over a decade to help joint customers solve key use cases like secure desktop and app delivery, app management, and Windows migration. Our collaboration has been particularly instrumental in verticals that require enhanced security like healthcare and others. So part of the collaboration is App Volume support in delivering and manage apps on Horizon VDI or published app sessions running on iOS, which reduces the time and complexity of desktop management and app updates. More recently this year, at iGel Now and Next, we announced our own lightweight hypervisor for secure endpoints and how we are now working together to bring App Volumes directly into that experience, enabling Windows apps on iGel devices without traditional infrastructure. It's a bold step forward, delivering apps in an even more flexible, secure, and hardware-efficient ways. So our partnership enables flexible, secure, and cost-efficient access to virtual desktops and applications. Customers benefit from the iGel preventative security model to ensure device integrity and reducing the attack surface, while leveraging the great desktop and app delivery and management solutions Omnissa offers. It's really a win-win situation for our joint customers.
Huge thanks to all our strategic partners for working together with us to deliver these innovations. These aren't just integrations. They are deep engineering collaborations that expand what's possible for app delivery across every platform. It's because of partnerships like these that we are bringing the Apps Everywhere vision to life. We've talked a lot about cloud and VDI, but there's another workhorse still powering critical workloads today, RDSH. Healthcare, financial services, government, transportation. So many organizations rely on session-based apps hosted on shared multi-session farms. And frankly, these RDSH environments have been stagnant. Managing entitlements at the server level, over-provisioning capacity just in case, juggling duplicate farms for maintenance windows, it's fragile, it can be expensive, and it hasn't changed much in 20 years. So we asked, what if we could apply the same app volumes, apps on demand model here? And the answer is, we can. Now you can spin up generic multi-session hosts on demand, no apps baked into the image. App Volumes delivers what you need when you need it. Capacity scales automatically. Apps follow the user, not the server. Updates and rollbacks happen instantly with zero downtime. This is the power of one. One app package that works across all platforms, one image that stays clean, one farm that dynamically adapts, with one control plane to manage it all. This isn't just an improvement, it's a complete reimagination of how app publishing works.
We are excited about what App Volumes is doing to reimagine the long-standing tasks of app management. App Volumes is also one of the components that is helping us realize the vision of the autonomous workspace. When app management works consistently and is integrated into the fabric of the workspace, you can get to self-configuring, self-healing, and self-securing outcomes. We want everyone to take advantage of App Volumes. For current Omnissa Horizon customers, you may already be entitled to it. For everyone, we have worked to make App Volumes as easy to consume as possible, no matter what app or desktop virtualization platform you use. But we are not done yet. Let's go back to Jeff.
If you've been following along, you might be thinking, App Volumes and Apps on Demand sounds amazing for virtual environments. But what about the biggest app delivery challenge of all? Yeah, I'm talking about physical desktops. The truth is that most enterprises still have fleets of laptops and desktops powering their workforce. And app management on those devices, it's stuck in the past. Local installs, complex packaging, SCCM scripting, every variation in hardware becomes another point of failure. Worse, these devices are the ones with the least control and the most risk. Every installer leaves residue, every patch introduces uncertainty, every rollback is a gamble. So we asked, can we bring modern app management to physical PCs as well? And the answer is, we can. App Volumes now supports physical desktops. No new infrastructure, no imaging, no shift, no sprawl. It's clean, it's fast, it's secure. Since App Volumes version 24.12, you can deliver packaged apps to physical machines. And later this year, we're going even further, bringing full app lifecycle management capabilities of App Volumes to physical. This is a massive step, because now you can manage apps the same way across every Windows environment, cloud, virtual, or physical. And the experience is seamless for users. They just launch the app and it works. Let's see what this looks like in action. Today I'm going to show you something that's deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. The same app delivered dynamically across 3 different environments: a virtual desktop, an RDSH session, and a Windows physical laptop. What ties them together is portability. One app package, one entitlement, and the ability to deliver it exactly when and where you need it. Let's begin on the virtual desktop, accessing it from this thin client. One way App Volumes delivers apps on demand is through shortcuts, like this Word shortcut on the desktop. Even though Word isn't installed, it can be available with a click. But there are more powerful things we can do. For example, for user acceptance testing, we can give users a choice between the current version and the latest. Let's try the latest. As you can see, the desktop icon is updated and App Volumes delivers Office to our session in real time and then launches Word. After using the app, a feedback prompt appears with thumbs up, thumbs down, and an optional comment box. IT gets real-time insights into the user experience without the hassles of emails or surveys. What you're seeing is user choice, instant delivery, and sentiment capture all in one UAT workflow powered by Apps on Demand. Now let's move over to a Mac, connected to a Windows session through Horizon Client. The user experience may look familiar, but what's different is how App Volumes dynamically configures this environment with what we need. Apps follow the user. When first launching my browser of choice, I'm asked to make it my default browser. This setting is captured by Omnissa Dynamic Environment Manager and remembered for sessions across my Windows environments. Now let's launch Microsoft Word again. This time it's delivered on demand with the same VHD package to the RDSH server and enabled for use in our session. App Volumes doesn't isolate apps from each other within a session, which is a good thing. Our apps interact as expected. However, unlike traditional RDSH servers, the apps are isolated from other sessions, enhancing security without the complexity. Now watch as I click a hyperlink from the document. By clicking the link, App Volume launches a new tab in my preferred browser for the same session. This works because App Volumes doesn't scatter multiple sessions across farms or rely on a pre-staged infrastructure. It self-configures the RDSH session dynamically so apps are aware of each other and they can communicate naturally. On a traditional app farm, getting just the apps you need to work together like this is complex. It uses multiple assignments and resources and can be harder to scale. But with Apps on Demand, it simply works. Lastly, we're on a physical Windows device where Workspace ONE UEM has already delivered a local copy of the same App Volumes app package containing Word. However, it isn't activated yet. You can see that Word is not listed in Programs and Features. Now let's launch it from Intelligent Hub. App Volumes enables the app on demand, and Word runs like it's installed natively. Going back to Programs and Features, you can see that after refreshing, Word is now listed. This is because App Volumes brings it to the OS as installed, even with the files and registries still contained within the package. In Task Manager, you can see WinWord.exe running under the user context, no different than a traditional install. The app is local and delivered smarter, in a way that Windows and the other apps fully understand. Easy packaging, predictable use, no installer residue. That's what modern app management looks like on a Windows laptop. So what did we just see? Microsoft Word delivered across a virtual desktop, an RDSH session, and a physical PC, all from one single package, with no traditional installs, no base image bloat, just real-time delivery with native performance. This is the power of App Volumes Apps on Demand and our Apps Everywhere vision.
That's some exciting stuff you just showed us, Jeff. Today, we've shown you how we're transforming app management with Omnissa App Volumes. And this is just one of the many innovations that are paving the way to further the vision of the autonomous workspace. We believe in a world where you can manage applications consistently across virtual, physical, and multi-cloud environments. No more rebuilding images, no more fragmented delivery pipelines, just clean, secure, on-demand access to all your apps, wherever they're needed. Thank you once again for your participation and commitment to transforming the way we work. We're excited to see you at Omnissa One later in the fall, but don't go anywhere yet. We've got our exciting technical breakout sessions coming right after this, and thank you once again.